In this recording, we are going to show how we can use RhizomerEye, a semantic data exploration and visualization frontend, to complete the tasks in the benchmark for end-user structured data user interfaces, the BESDUI benchmark. This is the list of the tasks, and we are going to show the ones that can be completed using RhizomerEye. We are going to be starting with task 1. This task, the idea is to find products for a given set of features combined, and in this particular case the idea is to look for products of type Shiny with product features, stroboscopes and gadgeteers, and the product property numeric 1 greater than 450. Here you can see the interaction steps to complete this task, and now we are going to perform them using RhizomerEye. We are now in the front screen where we get an overview of the whole dataset, the Berlin Sparkwell benchmark dataset. As we have seen, the idea is to explore first the products of type Shiny. We have them actually here in the front end, so we can just click Shiny to go to the faceted view for this kind of product. Now that we are seeing the faceted view for this particular product, we can complete the task. In this case, we need to define for the product features that we want the products that include the feature stroboscopes. Now we have 15 products selected from the 38. And now that we also want the feature gadgeteers, this one is not among the 10 most common, so we have to autocomplete. We need to type 3 letters at least. So we now can select the additional feature. Now we have restricted yes to 3, so we are showing the ones that include both of these features. And finally, we have to restrict the product property numeric 1 to values higher than 450. So we just use the slider. We can just type slightly less, and this is enough, okay, because actually we can see here that the values that are greater than 450 start with 1085. So we finally have the set of products that satisfy all these features and the restriction on the numeric property. Now we will try to complete task number 2. In this case, like before, we have to combine for a specific kind of product some features and a restriction on a property and numeric property, but in this case the relationship between the features is an OR, so any of them might be enough to select a product. So we will start also from the dataset overview. We click on the product type we are interested in. Like before, we select stroboscopes as the first feature, then gadgeters for the second one. Now we switch to the OR mode, so any of them will satisfy the restriction. So we pass from 3 selected products to 1021 because now it's all combined. Any of them will satisfy the restriction, any of these features. And finally we have to restrict also the numeric property number 1 to bigger than 450. As we can see, the lower Range is 527, so we have properly selected, and we have in this case 16 products selected as expected for this task number 2. Now we are going to complete task 3 with RhizomerEye. In this case, we need to find information about a specific product called Boost. So we also start from the main screen, but in this case, as we know the product, we can just type the name, click search. This will search all the different resources in the dataset. We're interested just in product, so we click product in the faceted view for types. Here we have all the products that have one mention of the word Boost associated to them, being in the label or in the comment or in the descriptions. We are interested in the one that is named, so we click on it. And now we can see the details for this product, the direct properties and also the entities it is related with. So with this we have completed also task number 3. Okay, so in this case we will try to complete task number 4. In this case the idea is also to go to products of type Shiny, but in this case the difference is that we want some features to be present but others to not be present. In this case it will be stroboscopes but not gadgeteers, in addition to restrictions, range restrictions on numeric properties. So to complete that, we will start also from the overview. Make use that the Shiny product is already shown in the overview, so we can just browse all classes and look for it also, but in order to avoid typing, we just click the product type, then we expand the product feature, face it, so we can pick stroboscopes. This is the one that we want to be present, and then gadgeteers is the one that we want to not be present. So first we need just to select it. Now both are present, and if we click again in the property, in the feature, sorry, we can negate it. So click again at gadgeteers, and now we can see the gadgeteers is in red. It's marked that there are 0 products with this feature because we have negated it. We don't want it to be present, and 12 with stroboscopes that don't have gadgeteers. So we are already with a set of products that we're interested in, so we just need to define the sliders for the numeric properties. We want the first one to be higher than 300, so we move this part of the slider, the left part, to approximately slightly less than 300 because we cannot choose it directly. We can check now that we haven't included any undesired value. Already is starting at 332, so this part it's okay. And then the other for numeric property 3 should be less than 400, so we can put just slightly more, and we check again that the values okay, starting 347, so it's okay too. And we have here the 3 products that are expected when completing this task. Okay, so now we continue. Task 5, it's not possible to complete using RhizomerEye right now. Then we move to task 6. In this case, the idea is to find products that are similar to a given product. So finally, we are concretizing. We're going to look for a particular product, Boost, and then look for all the products that share at least one feature and have a product property numeric 1 value that is 100 around that value for boost. This is between 427 and 627, and the same for numeric property 2, in this case 200 around between 545 and 945. So we will start with boost in this case. So we will first go to products and then filter just by label, so that's this way we can find the specific one we restrict, that is the product boost. So now we have all the features that are shown by this particular product. The idea is to select all them, so this is a very repetitive process. It's just clicking on all them till we have all them selected. This way we can keep track of all the features of this project. Now we have all selected. Now we note the values for numeric property 1 and numeric property 2. If you remember, we have to move around this particular value. This is in fact just one. You can see the top and lower ranges are the same. So we have that for boost. This property is 527. So we should remember this value and move around 100 around this. And then the same for the value for numeric property 2, in this case 200 around 745. So now, in order to explore all the other products, what we will do is remove the restriction about boost. In this case, we will just negate it. So we want the products that are not boost, that share any of these particular features. So if it's any, it doesn't need to be all at the same time. This just happens with boost. So we relax this restriction to or. So now we have that are not boost and have any of the properties of boost. We have this amount, 229, that share any of these features. There are others here that are features shown by these entities but not by boost. The ones by boost are the ones that are marked. And now we have to move the restrictions into the ranges that we have defined. So for product property numeric 1, it is slightly less than 427. We will just get as near as possible, but without surpassing that value, 424. Then the other side is 627, so 100 more than 527. We will also adjust as much as possible without getting lower than that upper bound, so 629. And the same for numeric property 2. In this case is 200 less than 745. This means 545. Yes, slightly. In this case we can adjust just the specific value. And for the upper 945, 945, we just used higher values or lower values for both ends, and now we check that the values that we're getting are inside the range. After restricting everything, we test that we have the proper values, so none of them is above or outside the ranges that we have defined. So we have finally got all the values that matter for this specific task. These are these 9 values, and we check that the first 5 are the ones that are expected for this task. So we have also completed this particular one. We can check that these are the values, just go into the details about the task. And here we have the expected outcome, the first 5 ones ordered alphabetically. That are just the ones that we have here, the first 5. In fact, we're getting all 9 that satisfy all restrictions. Okay, so now we move to task number 7. In this case, what we need to do is to find products having a name that contains the word ales, or that part of text. So basically we will start from the overview, go to products, then label, and in the autocomplete type the text we are interested in, and just doing that we get the 4 products that satisfy this restriction. If we needed further details, we just need to click on them to get all listed in the screen. But if we are just interested in the names, this will be enough. Okay, so now we move to task number 10, because tasks 8 and 9 cannot be done using Rhizomer. In this case, we want to get all available information about the author of a particular review. So we will start from the overview. We click on a review to explore all reviews, and then we want to find one particular, so we will search all facet values for review 5481. That is the one that is the one we are interested in. We get that particular review. We can click on it to see the details, and then for this particular review we see here who is the reviewer, so we can click on the reviewer and we get all the details about this reviewer, including name, country, and also the reviewer, the reviews it is reviewer of. In this case 22 different reviews, among them the one we have been looking for. So with this we have completed the analysis of RhizomerEye using the BESDUI benchmark. This is the summary of the benchmark. As we can see, we can complete 7 out of 12 tasks, so a 58% capability. And we also have here the numbers for the amount of interaction steps, including clicks, keystrokes, pointing to different user interface components, and changing between the keyboard and the mouse, the complete operator count, and the time that this amount of interaction steps would mean from an analytic perspective of the interaction. And finally, the task efficiency for all of these tasks and the overall value. The final results for the whole benchmark, comparing different tools, are available from the main README, where we have this summary comparing the different tools that have been analyzed.